Hey guys, welcome to my basement here. I'm going to go over these problems with you here a little bit to help you out as you're doing your worksheet there for your first blizzard day. The first compound we have here is called sodium iodide. It's found on the worksheet. Remember to use that Chapter 7 reference sheet. The one I told you is going to be the most beneficial all year. Na has a charge of +1 and I a -1, so we're just going to do the cross and it forms the compound NaI there. Again, use that idea where you crisscross the coefficients, and remember, nothing's written there. It's understood to be 1, like it's Na+1, I -1. The next compound here is potassium chloride. We're going to name the compound KCl. Now again, notice when you look at your reference sheet, it's potassium chlorine, but actually what happens is we have to change the INE to IDE when it becomes a compound. We don't call table salt sodium chloride, we call it sodium chloride. So K positive, Cl minus is the ions that it would break into, so it's called potassium chloride. Again, that Chapter 7 reference sheet will be very helpful in solving this. The next problem here is naming one that's got Roman numerals like lead or copper. Lead-2 nitrate is the name. We're going to form a compound from it. So lead-2 is Pb2 positive. NO3, a polyatomic ion, is found in your bottom of your Chapter 7 reference sheet, NO3 minus. So it becomes Pb parenthesis NO3 2 minus. NO3 parenthesis close 2. Lead nitrate. So again, notice how I take the 2 and move it down and take the 1 and move it down. We don't write any parentheses around a 1. Next compound is naming one that's got prefixes, and that will occur between nonmetals like carbon and chlorine typically. Those are covalent compounds. The one we give here is CCl4, carbon, Roman numeral 1, tetrachloride. The next example I'll give you here is called N2O4. And again, we'll use the prefixes that are shown on that Chapter 7 reference sheet. If it's not on Chapter 7, it is on Chapter 8, as the textbook companies have published from the change from the reference sheet that I provided you. Dinitrogen, N2, tetroxide. O4 is tet. So those are the prefixes. Any questions with that, just send me an email. And here's probably the most difficult problem to do that we're going to go over here is the second worksheet, where we're going to take those percentages and make them into compounds. So the first thing is we take our percentages. Step 1 is to change your percentages to grams. So we just rewrite the percentage here into a gram. Okay? Same number, just make it gram. The next step is to convert them all to moles. And to do that, I use the molar mass from the periodic table, the decimal point number rounded to 1, and I convert them all to moles. Now once I've got them all converted to moles, we'll notice that it's 1.586 for the sodium, it's 0.792 for the sulfur, and for the oxygen it is 2.376. And I again take it at least 3 to 4 places past the decimal. It's really not a super critical aspect of how far you go out, but you want to make sure you go plenty far. 3 or 4 places past the decimal will be fine. Then what I do is I find a ratio where I'll divide all 3 by the smallest one. So I'm going to divide it by 0.792 for each of those, and my ratio then will become 2 to 1 to 3. Now these are nice whole numbers. Let's say, for example, we got a ratio of 1.5 to 1 to 1. What I would have to do is double everything, and I'll write that out for you for another example. If I've got it to be 1.5 on the back side here, if it was 1.5 to 1 to 1, I would double that to 3 to 2 to 2 for my ratio. So again, if I got decimal points, I would do that. If I got 1.3, I would times that by 3. So if I got 1.3 to 1 to 1, I would times each of them by 3. So that would be 2 to 3 to 3 for my ratio. And then again, if I got 1.25 as a ratio, I would times that 1.25 by 4 to give me a whole number. Okay? But again, for the example that I gave you, it came out nice and clean. So my answer then would be 2 to 1 to 3 is my ratio, so my answer would be Na2SO3. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. I'll be checking that every 3 or 4 hours today through tonight. Enjoy your blizzard day.